I get Jason is your big hero, but he is a professional killer, and I had a duly executed warrant for his arrest.
Why did it have to be
Because
you?
I got an order from the district attorney. It was a warrant for first-degree murder.
You didn't have to arrest Jason in front of me and Jake. You wanted to.
You won't have to pay for the crimes you committed as James Craig. But that's it. I won't be a co-conspirator. If you threaten another innocent person, I'll turn you over to the cops and present the DNA as evidence.
You don't have to threaten me with blackmail. I'm not going to be creating any more trouble for you.
You know what's worse? Is that I don't trust you anymore.
I can't believe you're standing here defending her instead of helping Jason.
Carly, you're gonna have to wait outside.
No, let Kate wait outside. With Miss High and Mighty out of the way, maybe you can take care of our best friend who happened to be charged with murder, Sonny.
There is nothing I can do for Jason at the moment,
There is
Carly.
nothing you can do for him, period, because this time I have everything I need to convict him.
Okay, I hate to interrupt this fascinating legal analysis, but I insist that you release me immediately.
Rick called me into the office this morning. He said that the warrant was coming down and to get ready to make the arrest. I said that I had a conflict of interest.
Wait, was this before or after Jake's appointment?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because it just occurred to me that this is the warrant that you've been waiting for, isn't it? You knew that you were going to arrest Jason all along. That's why you couldn't go to the park with me, right?
Yes.
Well, then why didn't you tell me? I mean, if you're so okay with arresting Jason, why couldn't you just tell me?
Because I didn't expect to walk into a mob hangout and see the guy I'm about to arrest for first-degree murder holding my son.
First of all, it's not a mob hangout. And second, I asked Jason to hold Jake.
Okay,
while I
then
got
what were you
coffee.
doing there? Why weren't you at the park with Jake?
I told you I was getting a coffee. And just so we're on the same page, Jason is allowed to hold Jake whenever he wants.
Jason is in custody for first-degree murder of Lorenzo Alcazar. So if you plan on dragging our son down to Pittenville for visiting day, Jason will probably never hold my son again.
Okay, look, blonde one, all is well, okay? The jackal is unharmed.
You made a big mess, all right? If you're not careful, you're gonna hurt yourself.
This is some kind of joke to you, isn't it? Hitting Spinelli and kissing me?
So it was one kiss.
No, I said no! You do not get to touch me, or I will cut off your arm.
Hey, take
and
it
I'll-
easy. No one's gonna touch you. Shut up, all right? You, take her home.
Don't tell Spinelli what to do!
Blonde one. Okay, I would never presume to give you orders, okay? But so nothing can be gained by us staying on the premises, okay? Look. The unworthy one is restrained, okay? So if you just put down the bottle, we can leave all this behind and escape into the night, okay?
Never do that.
We are not in Iraq. You can't pull that kind of crap here. You stay away from Lulu. I'll make sure you do.
Mrs. Jax, I don't know if you got my message, but your alterations are finished on your dress, so you can pick it up from the boutique anytime.
Thank you, dear. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm a bit distracted. You haven't seen Jax by any chance, have you?
Not for about a half an hour, but I can page him if you want.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. I'll catch up with them later.
Sorry, I should really watch where I'm going.
No, do you work in the hotel?
I work in the boutique. Why?
Could you tell me, please, in what room is Jerry Jax?
You know what? I'm glad you doubt me, little brother. It's a progress in a way. I mean, you know, in business, you're always really smart, always quick for the advantage, and ready to make an opportunity at any time, but with the family...
Family and business are two entirely different things.
And lucky for you that they are. You're too sentimental. You're way too generous with your time and money. I mean, I was beginning to wonder if you were ever going to outgrow your impulse to save me.
Oh, I just did.
You know, you won't believe what I'm going to tell you, and that's my fault, really. But, for all the people I've hurt and the damage I've done, there's one thing I regret most of all. And that's destroying that wonderful innocence of yours. You know, you held on for such a long time, believing that we were bonded as brothers, blood brothers, you know. And you finally understood that everything's expendable. I'm sorry. I ruined that memory, that connection for you. I really am.
Yeah. So am I.
Are you even going to post bail?
Jason's being charged with first-degree murder, Carly. Bail is not an option.
Hello?
Sonny, did you even call Diane?
It's not going to matter, Carly. Jason's a major flight risk. He's not going anywhere.
Okay, I appreciate your concern for your friend or your enemy, as the case may be, but I have deadlines to meet.
Well, I'm sorry, but you slapped a police officer.
I objected to being manhandled.
You assaulted an officer of the law, which is a very serious...
Okay, Rick. If you don't back off right now, you're going to pay for it later because she's going to drag you through the New York press.
Why are you wasting your breath defending her when Jason is sitting downstairs in jail with no bail, no lawyer? He's being charged with murder, and he's being railroaded by your brother. What are you doing?
What exactly is it that you're objecting to? Is it this Jason's arrest or Sonny's concern for me?
Hey, any chance I can get a little quality time with my godson?
Oh, God, Emma, I just put him down for a nap.
Huh? Do you need one too? You look pretty fried. I can come back later.
No, I'm glad you're here because obviously you haven't heard.
Heard what?
Jason's been arrested for the murder of Lorenzo Alcazar.
But Jason's been arrested a lot of times. He's never been convicted.
Yeah, but Lucky says the police have a really strong case against him this time. And he would know since he was the one who arrested Jason right in front of me and Jake.
How did that happen?
Oh, God, I was at Sonny's coffee house on my way to the park, and Lucky says he didn't have a choice, but I just know that he did.
Look, getting arrested is part of Jason's life, and arresting people is part of Lucky's job. Their paths are bound to cross sometimes.
But he could have given Jason a chance to call his lawyer or to turn himself in instead of arresting him and handcuffing him in the middle of his place of business.
Is that the real reason you and Lucky are fighting about Jason?
Sit on the couch and I'll get you some ice.
You're most kind and considerate, but I'd much rather be taking care of you.
I'm fine.
No, you were mauled. Okay, by the unworthy one, while the jackal was laying helpless on the floor.
Okay, the kiss surprised me and grossed me out more than anything. It didn't hurt me.
Yeah, but it was in itself an act of violence.
I shouldn't have flipped out like that.
You were right to protest the unworthy one's unwelcomed and disgusting advances.
Yeah, but using a bottle was overkill.
Look, hey. Look, the jackal would never deliberately bring up a subject which would cause you pain, but look, you just found out that your father raped your mother when she was younger than you are now. That confusing revelation may have influenced your reaction.
No. I refuse to live my life in reaction to anything that has happened to my mother.
Larry, it's your mother.
Hold on, Mum. Surprise. Come in.
You're getting ready to leave, aren't you?
It's time. Not too late, actually.
Well, I owe you an apology.
And what on earth for, Mum?
I should have taken you at your word weeks ago when you said you couldn't see Jax. You implied you'd done something irredeemable. It was wrong of me to encourage you to stay in Port Charles and trick you in a meeting with Jax.
Well, Jax wanted to see me, so you've always tried to give Jax whatever you wanted, Mum.
Jerry, I can always tell when you're lying. And you were telling the truth when you said Jax would be better off never seeing you again.
And you want to make it right, huh? You want to correct the mistake. That's why you're here, isn't it? You didn't come here to say goodbye. You came here to make sure I didn't come back. Isn't that right, Mum?
Yes, well, my office is a little crowded at the moment, Judge. Maybe I should just come to you. All right, then.
Excuse me, you can't just leave me here.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I wouldn't wish being locked in a room with these two. I'm my worst enemy, bud. Law's the law. Don't try to escape.
I guess that was an attempt at humor.
You know, shut up. Just shut up and go away so Sonny and I can take care of Jason.
Okay, Carly, everything that's being done for Jason is being done, and he knows that. Diane's already speaking to the judge. That was probably her who called Rick. Look, you're making things worse.
No, you are. Instead of taking care of your best friend, you're sitting here flirting with this conceited snob. What are you doing?
First of all, I was arrested. And you know I wouldn't leave Jason twisted in the wind. But it doesn't help that you come in here ranting and raving. You know, I mean, you're just playing into Rick's hands. So if you want to help, go home.
You're worried about Jason. That means it's bad.
It could be.
I'm going to call you and check on him.
Well, it's uncanny.
What is that?
The way that woman gets to you.
People are always telling me that I am like my mother, and I used to believe them. I would dream up these awful scenarios that I would go crazy and be helpless, and I'd stare at a wall. And I was afraid it was inevitable, but you're right.
I am?
What happened to my mother is not necessarily going to happen to me.
I did say words to that effect, didn't I?
I am my own person. I make my own choices, and it is stupid for me to freak out on somebody, no matter how obnoxious they are, just because my mom was raped. And that is not what was happening with Logan, and I was just really mad at him for hitting you.
I'm honored. Not that I would ever want you to feel a moment's pain because of me. But not to worry. As soon as I inform Stone Cold and Mr. Corinthos, sir, of the unworthy one's transgressions, not only will he be fired from his position of trust, but quite possibly vanish from the face of the planet.
I don't want that.
Are you sure? You couldn't possibly be harboring feelings for the crabby commander.
No, the guy is an arrogant jerk, and he deserves to pay for hitting you.
Yeah. And for kissing you against your will.
He's just a macho guy who can't handle getting called out in front of a girl, and he overreacted, and he kept digging himself deeper.
Yeah, that just doesn't justify his actions.
No, it doesn't. And he does not deserve mercy, and he does not deserve compassion. But you could be the bigger man, and you could be generous and just let it go.
I can refuse the blonde one nothing. But if I may say, your kindness is wasted on the unworthy one.
You promised to stop hinting around about my feelings for Jason.
That wasn't exactly a hint, Elizabeth. It was pretty blatant. Look, you're my best friend. I'm not passing judgment, but this should be a happy time.
Doesn't it bother you that Jason's been charged with first-degree murder and might be on his way to prison?
Yes, but Jason has excellent lawyers. There's no reason to assume the worst.
Marcy says they really have him this time.
Okay, even if that's true, Jason wouldn't want you to worry about him.
But I can't help it. I care about him. He's been such a good friend to me. Even today, when Lucky was being a complete jerk, he was making sure that everything was okay for me.
I know you don't want to hear this, but it sounds to me like you're still in love with Jason, which would explain why you're fighting with Lucky.
Well, you've made your choices. Now you're going to have to live with them.
No argument here.
But Jack shouldn't have to live with them as well.
You never used to be such an alarmist.
Well, how could I be, having you as my firstborn? You were barely 2 years old when you climbed that rickety ladder all the way up to the hayloft, and you jumped straight down into the horse's watering trough. Why you didn't drown or break your neck or break your legs, I'll never know, but I made a promise to myself right that minute that I was going to allow you to go your own way without panicking, because no matter what fretting I did, you weren't going to pay one bit of attention to it, and I might very well wind up in a straitjacket.
But Jax was different, right?
Oh, not so much. Not when you were little boys, playing bush rangers and traipsing mud throughout the house, turning the sofa into a fort with handprints all over your faces. It would have been wrong to hover around Jax and allow you to run free. And so your father and I gave you both enormous freedom. Jax used his choices well.
Oh, yes, yes.
He made better choices from the start.
Yeah, Jax was always very good at seeing the big picture, wasn't he, Mum? Yeah.
Your brother has endured more heartbreak than you can imagine. It took him years to recover from Brenda, but he finally has. Carly is a perfect wife, and he has 2 exuberant stepsons, and he wants children of his own. He finally has what he's wanted all these years, and I don't want him to throw it all away to come and save you.
Yeah, the brother who can't be saved.
Won't be saved.
It's a moot point. And you needn't worry. You know, all warm memories aside, Jax just wrote me off 2 minutes ago, Mum.
You and
so you needn't worry.
Both know that is not true.
Don't be so sure of that, you know. I'm sure he's going to make you proud.
Your brother will never turn his back on you, no matter what he says. So I am asking you, as your mother, help him. Save him. Leave Jerry. And don't ever come back.
That's it.
Allow your brother to live his life in peace.
That's an interesting dilemma you're giving me, Lady Jane. You know, which is worse, you know, breaking a promise to your mother or refusing to make that promise in the first place? Huh? Which is it, Mum?
To hell with you, Jerry.
Hello.
Hey,
We need to talk.
if it's about Jerry, I can't. I just can't do that right now.
I guess Jason's arrest must be more serious than I thought.
Rick hates Jason. He's not looking for any other suspects. And if he has the smallest piece of evidence, he's going to turn around and make Jason look guilty.
Which he may well be.
Lorenzo tried to kill Sonny and Jason for years. He walked into Sonny's office and was planning to shoot him point blank. He probably is behind the hit at the cellar, which almost worked. And if he didn't show up here and put his briefcase in our vault, we'd have never had a hostage crisis, and Jerry would have never showed up. Speaking of being guilty, Jax.
I don't disagree, but I found a way.
Wait a second. What about all the innocent people Jerry hurt? Robin, Max. My God, let's look at Alan Quartermain. He shouldn't have to pay for all that.
He should pay for that, but he's not going to. Because I found a way to exonerate Jerry.
Okay. I'm not even going to ask, okay? I don't want to know. But in return, you're not going to question anything I do to help Jason.
Why can't Sonny help Jason?
Because Sonny's a little busy right now.
You always were pretty astute.
It's a little late in the game for flattery, don't you think?
You probably picked up on Rick's vibe because he hates me like God hates sin.
Okay, no, the only vibe, as it were, I'm picking up on is the one between you and Carly. You have a very combative relationship.
Carly's very loyal. She can be fierce when people she cares about are in trouble.
Yeah? You don't think she's using it as an excuse to pick a fight?
Believe me, we don't need an excuse to fight because we do it all the time, and we always have, but we trust each other. It's very complicated. Has nothing to do with you.
I couldn't agree more.
All I want to do is get you out of here.
Oh, how refreshing. For once, we share the same goal.
For once, could you stop with the high and mighty for like 2 seconds?
Miss Howard, we're all set.
Oh, thank goodness. Now, will you please help me out of these ridiculous handcuffs?
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have made myself more clear. We're all set to get your fingerprints in a mugshot. So let's go. They're ready for you down in lockup.
Thank you for helping me with Logan.
Yeah. You okay?
Yes.
Hey, Logan was way out of line. There's no excuse for what he did to you or your computer friend.
Yeah, hitting Spinelli was completely wrong, so was kissing me, but I overreacted and I made a bad situation worse.
Hey, no. You're not to blame for what Logan did to you.
Aren't you guys supposed to be friends?
Yeah, Logan wouldn't even be in Port Charles if I hadn't called and asked to borrow some money.
Couldn't he have just sent you a check?
Bit more complicated than that. Everything always is with Logan. He's got some pretty serious anger going on, and Logan can turn ugly on a dime for no reason.
Well, there's always a reason people act out, even if they don't know what it is.
If you love Jason, but you're staying with Lucky out of loyalty or pity or for the sake of the children, you aren't being fair to anyone.
I love Lucky. That's why I married him again. I want him to be a father to my boys.
So Lucky's a cop. He has to follow orders, especially from Rick.
I don't know. I think he could have handled things differently. And I probably could have as well.
You were upset about Jason.
Okay, yeah, all right. Maybe you're right. I have residual feelings for Jason because I care about him very deeply, and I probably always will. But I've made my choice. I am committed to Lucky. And Jake and Cameron and Lucky and I, we're a family.
I would hate for this to get ugly.
Look, the best thing you can do for yourself is to give me your full and complete cooperation. You're going to make your phone call. I'm sure Couture is going to post bail for you. You'll sit in lockup.
You're
for a little
smarter
while.
than this, Rick.
Sorry, excuse me a minute. What's this, a compliment from my big brother? What's this all about?
Think of all the disastrous choices you made in your life and how many times you tried to make my life miserable and what it cost you.
Oh, I forgot. Everything that I do is mostly about you.
If you arrest the editor-in-chief of Couture magazine, it will be a publicity nightmare.
I can't allow my officers to be assaulted, sir.
Okay, then go ahead and tell the press how one of New York's finest was slapped around by the editor of a fashion magazine. I'm sure that officer will appreciate it, so will the mayor, okay? Because we all know you both talk about how tough you are on the laws, right? And just think about the lawyers that she's going to bring in from New York City. How are you going to feel about them getting on TV, yelling about how you're abusing the power of your office, and who knows what they might find? Corruption? Bribery?
I got nothing to hide.
Okay, what about Port Charles? It will make this town look bad. You will discourage other rich New Yorkers from coming here and buying high-end properties, which will hurt the economy, the public schools. And the mayor is going to turn against you. So will the business community. And let's not forget, there is a former DA who may be wanting her job back. It's up to you.
It's amazing you've amassed this much knowledge with only a sixth grade education.
Are you willing to risk it, considering everything you got to lose?
Oh, it's you. It's not very wise to enter unannounced.
What are you expecting? Thanks to Jax, you're an innocent man.
Well, one can never be too careful.
Jason's under arrest for the murder of Lorenzo Alcazar, and the DA is not looking at anyone else. Let's see. Sky had a strong motive, and so did James Craig.
James Craig doesn't exist.
Did you kill Lorenzo and frame Jason?
No, I didn't, actually. Not that I expect you to believe me. But the fact that you came up here alone, you'd do anything to exonerate Jason Morgan, wouldn't you?
That's right.
And you have that same level of commitment with Jax, my brother, your husband.
Is your friend okay?
Yeah, Spinelli's pride is hurt more than anything. Just the idea of Logan hitting him down, especially in front of me.
Well, you shouldn't feel too bad. I mean, the guy's a computer genius, right?
Yeah, he's He's amazing. He can figure out anything in cyberspace. Did you know that he was the one who opened the vault in the Metro Court during the hostage crisis?
Really? Wow. It's impressive. Guess in a couple years we'll all be working for him, huh?
Are you always this fair and decent?
I don't need to bully people that don't do anything to me.
Unlike Maxie, which is another reason why you guys are incompatible. Okay, I get that she might be good in bed, but outside of that, what do you really see in her?
Wow, nothing like getting a little personal, huh?
I'm sorry I stormed out.
Can I go first?
Yes, please.
You're a cop. You're just doing your job. And I understand that you can't disobey your orders from Rick. And today you made a professional and a responsible choice, and you followed the law to the letter, and I'm really sorry that I got upset about that.
Apology accepted.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn. Elizabeth, you know me better than anyone. And yes, I'm overprotective of you and our family. The truth is, I just wish I could have saved you and our baby at the Metro Court. Hovering or not, I still should have checked up on
Babe,
you
you
the night
got
of the
called
storm.
into work. I wasn't due for a few days.
Today, I got territorial. For that, I am truly sorry.
Apology accepted.
Thank you.
Lucky, you were my hero when we were kids. And you're still my hero. Because you have given me the life that I need. No sleeping boys upstairs, all of us under the same roof. That's all I ever wanted.
You take care of that for me, that'd be great. Thanks.
We need to touch base about your
I was
brother.
just about to call you with the good news. The DNA shows that Jerry and Mr. Craig aren't the same person.
Well, how on earth did you manage that? Jerry told me the truth.
Really? When did he do that?
The first night he was here as himself. Well, he didn't actually tell me. I figured it out, but he confirmed it.
I wish you would have told me, Mom. Jerry had no right to hurt you like that.
Oh, please, that's the least of our problems, don't you think? Jerry has turned his back on everything your father and I tried to teach you boys. Compassion, decency, human kindness.
You can't blame yourself for how Jerry lives his life.
Please, I try not to, but if my influence has something to do with your success, it stands to reason it is also part of Jerry's disaster.
Yeah. There's no way to win thinking that way, you know.
Oh, you sound exactly like your father.
Thanks.
Your father didn't always play by the rules. I mean, he operated outside the law from time to time, but he was a good man, just like you are. He was never cruel. He didn't deliberately try to hurt people. I don't understand what's happened to Jerry.
No one can prove anything against Jerry. I mean, that's good, right? I mean, he's gonna be fine. It's over. It's over.
Oh, please, yes, of course it's over for now until it happens again. But you've got to promise me that you will not try to save him.
It won't come to that.
Oh, yes, it will. It always does. But now you have a wife. You've got 2 adorable stepchildren. You want children of your own. You must promise me that you're not going to run after him and try to save him. You keep your own family as your priority.
I love Jax. That's why I stood by him and lied to protect you. That's why I kept Jason from blowing your brains out.
It's certainly a nice gesture and much appreciated, but that level of loyalty to Jax, it hardly measures up to the dedication to Jason Morgan and Michael Corinthos Jr. You know what? I'm gonna trust you with my brother, even though you took your vows for better, for worse.
I'm discussing my wedding vows with you.
Is that so?
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice how easily you took Jax's engagement ring off your little finger during the Metro Court crisis.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had a gun to my head.
Even so, all through that dark night, you risked your life for Michael Corinthos Jr. again and again. I asked you to leave. You stayed. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm leaving. But if I hear that you hurt or betray my brother, I will come back, I will find you, and you will pay for it dearly. Is that understood?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have Clarice send over another invoice for the statue you so wantingly destroyed.
So that's it? That's how you thank me? From, I saved you from lockup, and you're gonna just walk away like that?
Okay, you didn't do anything for me that I couldn't have done myself. And besides, this whole situation is your fault. You should be apologizing to me.
It is sad what has happened to Connie Falconeri. The sisters at Sacred Heart would be ashamed.
That I got arrested with Sonny Corinthos? I have no doubt.
It's a little bit funny, kind of ironic, that Connie, who changed her name, her background, broke into high society, and lost her manners along the way.
My manners are impeccable, thank you.
Yeah, you think it's nice to blow off a good neighbor when he's just trying to help?
Well, it would be so much easier to thank you if you weren't so busy patting yourself on the back. And besides, smoothing things over with a small-time bureaucrat who happens to be your brother doesn't even compensate for the loss of my centaur.
If the statue was such a great thing, why didn't you bring it in a truck?
Because the quickest, safest, most convenient mode of transportation was by helicopter.
Not when you have a court order that says do not fly over Sonny Corinthos' house.
You shot down my statue from the sky, and now you're trying to make it my fault.
See, you always used to get defensive when you know you were wrong.
I am not wrong, and I am not defensive.
And your face would be a little red, it would turn red. It's
my
kind of
face
cute.
is not red.
And then you get all flustered and you start yelling.
I am not yelling, I do not blush, and I do not get flustered.
So I'm imagining things right now.
Okay, this ridiculous conversation is over. Oh, and if those sprinklers go on while I'm going back to my property, I'm gonna...
What?
I will drop a statue on your roof and see how you like it.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I say exactly what I'm thinking without actually stopping to think.
Don't worry about it, all right?
Maxie and I don't get along, but that does not give me the right to pry
It's
into your
okay.
personal. In that case, watch your back.
Hey, Maxie can be tough. I mean, I can't believe some of the things she says to you, but there is another side to her.
That most people don't see, and you're such a special guy, and you have this great bond, and blah, blah.
Hey, Maxie has been great to me. She stood by me when it could have been a whole hell of a lot easier for her just to walk away.
Because there had to be something in it for her. There had to be.
No, there's not. Maxie she's smart and funny. She's beautiful. I mean, I enjoy spending time with her, and she feels the same way about me. It's that simple.
Okay, I hate to tell you this since you've been so nice. But believing in Maxie is like getting on your knees and begging to get hurt.
You should have seen Lulu at the coffee house. She was making a move on Coop. So, you think you're so hot, why don't you prove it? Make a move on Lulu, and I don't mean gaze at her longingly from a distance or chatter up when she decides to speak to you. Give her that bad boy rebel home from war routine and get her into bed.
In other words, get her away from Coop.
Yes, obviously.
Lulu already has a thing for me, but if I gotta go to the trouble of getting her into bed, not that that'll be difficult, it's gonna cost you.
How much do you want?
Oh, I'm not asking for money yet. There are a lot of other ways you could pay up.
Just say it.
The day after I get Lulu into bed, you sleep with me.
Forget it.
All right, your choice. But you should have seen the way Cooper jumped to her rescue the other day. I mean, I'm almost sure that Lulu was grateful.
You creep.
I'll take that as a no deal.
Wait. The day after you get Lulu in bed, I will sleep with you, but Coop does not find out.
You won't hear from me. Do we have a deal?
I really hate your brother.
I know that. I pretty much hate him myself right now.
Because he can say some hateful things.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
You've been talking to him, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I thought, James Craig would have plenty of reasons to want Alcazar dead, and if I could prove that Jerry was setting up Jason,
No, you can't.
I know, but I thought I could raise some reasonable doubt and get Jason off.
And you
okay?
said all this to Jerry?
Yes, of course I said it to Jerry.
Why?
He said if I wanted to help Jason, it meant that I didn't love you, and that's not true.
Oh, hey. Come on, since when do you care about what Jerry says? Especially about us. I'm not going to allow my brother to make me unhappy or undermine my marriage, okay? I'm not going to let him do that.
Can you tell me that more, please?
I love you. And I know that you love me.
If we stick with that, Jerry can't hurt us.
That's right.
Where is our money?
I gave it to Alcazar, as agreed.
You double-crossed us.
No. It's Alcazar. He took the 20 million and the shipment. I mean, I had nothing to do with it.
In that case, you are expendable.